The eternal song of Congo. Deep in the beating heart of Africa lies a river so vast, so powerful, that it seems to carry the very soul of the land. This is the Congo River, second only to the Amazon, a mighty serpent of water winding through dense emerald forests. For thousands of years, along its banks, kingdoms rose, drums thundered, and people lived in harmony with the land. Congo's story is not just of a nation, it is of kingdoms and empires, of rivers and forests, of suffering and resilience, of sorrow and joy. The dawn of the kingdoms. Long before foreign ships touched Africa's shores, the land of Congo thrived under powerful kingdoms. The most famous was the Kingdom of Congo, founded around the 14th century. Its capital, Mbanza Congo, was a bustling city with wide streets, markets, and palaces built of stone and clay. The king, called the Mene Congo, sat upon a throne of carved wood, wearing leopard skins and beads of copper and ivory. His court was filled with chiefs, warriors, and priests. Drums beat out messages across the hills, summoning people to festivals, battles, and judgments. Around the Congo, other great empires flourished. The Luba Empire, renowned for political organization and sacred kingship. The Lunda Kingdom, masters of trade and diplomacy. Smaller chieftaincies, each with their traditions, their dances, and their gods. Trade routes connected them all. Salt, ivory, palm oil, and copper flowed from one community to another. Canoes glided along the rivers, carrying goods and songs. The people believed their ancestors lived among them, guiding their lives through dreams, signs, and rituals. Congo was not just a land of kingdoms. It was a civilization, rich and sophisticated, long before the first European ships appeared on the horizon. The arrival of strangers. In 1482, Portuguese sailor Diogo Cao sailed up the Congo River. At first, relations were friendly. The Portuguese brought cloth, beads, iron, and Christianity. The Mene Congo welcomed them, hoping to strengthen his kingdom. Some nobles even converted to Christianity, and churches rose beside traditional shrines. But behind the gifts was hunger for land, for ivory, and most of all, for human lives. The Portuguese began to demand captives. Slowly, Congo became entangled in the Atlantic slave trade. Wars were fueled between neighboring states. Families were torn apart. Ships carried men, women, and children across the ocean, never to return. The river that had once carried joy now carried sorrow. Songs once sung in celebration became laments of loss. The age of chains. For over 3 centuries, millions were taken, from the forests of Congo to the plantations of Brazil, Cuba, and the Americas. The sons and daughters of Congo labored in chains. Yet even in distant lands, they carried pieces of home, the rhythm of drums, the strength of proverbs, the whispers of their ancestors. Back in Congo, kingdoms weakened. The once mighty Congo fractured under pressure, its people struggling to resist the tide of foreign greed. The coming of Leopold II. If the slave trade was a wound, colonization was a storm that nearly destroyed the heart of Congo. In the late 19th century, European powers raced to claim Africa. Among them was King Leopold II of Belgium. At the Berlin Conference of 1884 to 1885, he convinced the world that he wanted to bring civilization to Africa. In truth, he desired Congo's wealth for himself. Thus was born the Congo Free State, not free, but a private colony owned by Leopold. Soldiers forced villagers to gather rubber and ivory. Those who resisted faced horrific punishments. Hands were cut off to terrorize entire villages. Mothers were separated from children. It is said that 10 million Congolese people died during Leopold's reign of terror. The forest, once filled with laughter and song, became places of fear. Yet in the shadows, stories of resistance lived on. Some chiefs refused the bow. Warriors fought with spears against guns. Mothers whispered to their children that one day freedom would return, the long road to independence. By 1908, the world could no longer ignore the atrocities. Belgium took control from Leopold, turning Congo into a colony. Yet exploitation continued. Copper, diamonds, gold, and rubber filled European factories while Congolese workers remained poor. In the 20th century, winds of change swept across Africa. In villages and cities, young Congolese began to dream of independence. Among them rose Patrice Lumumba, a man with fiery words and unshakable courage. In 1960, after centuries of exploitation, Congo finally gained independence. The people celebrated in the streets, drums echoing across the land. Lumumba became the first prime minister, promising unity, dignity, and freedom. But freedom was fragile. Within months, chaos erupted. Lumumba was overthrown and later assassinated, his body hidden but his spirit unbroken. To this day, his name is spoken like a sacred song of resistance. The years of turmoil. Congo's independence was followed by decades of struggle. Coups, civil wars, and foreign meddling turned the land into a battlefield. Leaders rose and fell. The Cold War turned Congo into a prize for global powers. Yet through the turmoil, the people endured. Markets still buzzed with laughter, music never stopped, and children played by the river. Even in war, life refused to die. Congo today. Today, the Democratic Republic of Congo is a land of contrasts. It is rich beyond imagination. Its soil holds cobalt, copper, diamonds, and gold, resources that power the modern world. Yet poverty still grips its people, and conflicts sometimes erupt over the very wealth meant to bring prosperity. Still, Congo is also a land of culture and joy. In Kinshasa, one of the largest cities in Africa, life bursts with energy. Congolese music, rumba, soukous, and ndombolo sets the world dancing. Congolese art, fashion, and literature inspire far beyond its borders. In villages, traditions live on, elders telling stories by firelight, hunters singing to the forest, fishermen praising the river. And the Congo River itself flows eternal, a witness to every triumph and tragedy. It has seen kingdoms rise, ships of chains, colonial greed, the fires of independence, and the resilience of its people. The soul of Congo. Congo is not just geography. It is not just history. It is a heartbeat, a rhythm carried in drums, footsteps, and songs. It is a whisper of ancestors in the forest, the roar of waterfalls, the laughter of children in Kinshasa streets. It is the pain of change and the pride of survival. Congo is a reminder that no matter how deep the scars of history, a people's spirit cannot be silenced. Congo endures. Congo sings. Congo lives.